Hello everybody, welcome to one more, it's the 78th episode of Talking Times. Today we have a Halloween special with our very first guest here. And if you don't remember, you're doing like 1 minute, but right after our podcast intro. Hello, Gabi. How are you?
Hello. It's Halloween. It's the best.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Okay, we have a lot of stuff to cover. We have something about your first time here. We have about, oh, by the way, this is not my, believe it or not, this is not my natural face, okay? So you're gonna learn some Halloween makeup basics. And the movies, we need to give them a nice playlist. But before all of that, Gabi, please introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Gabi, the crazy teacher. Yes, that's a title I fight to keep. I'm a teacher here on Times for almost 5 years. Feels like forever and sometimes feels like the first week. It still is his fault that I'm here. And I love Halloween. I'm the Halloween queen, for sure.
You know, I gotta confess something, don't be mad with me. I've been having some classes these last days there. And then I said, okay guys, hello, first time having a class with you. And then I said, you guys had a movie, Breno, Renan, Gustavo, we had a movie this morning and I said, I know teacher Gabi says that she's the crazy teacher, but she kind of got something from me, you know, and then yeah, it's a good title to have. Okay.
We can fight for it. Don't
okay.
worry.
Yeah, that's the people that work with us are gonna love it.
Game on.
A competition. Who is the crazy one? No, but I need to hold my horses all the time, you know.
Game on.
Yeah,
Game on.
okay.
Let's make the students crazy with us.
Okay, that's a nice challenge.
So you see, guys, get ready. We're coming.
We talked a lot the first time about being a teacher, right?
Yeah.
But before that, you mentioned something interesting. How did you change, and how did your life change before and after you became a teacher? Your Instagram surely changed, right?
Yeah. So becoming a teacher was something that I always thought about, but I never thought that I was capable of doing it, especially formally. I was a private teacher for all the subjects. I love to explain things, but I never thought about that I could formally start teaching. And the first time that I went to Times, I was actually a guest of my sister that she was studying
the German bakery. I remember that.
And we had an outside class that we went to visit, and we went to a bakery nearby the school. And we sat there and we talked, and one of the students that was across from me on the table, she was very hard time because she didn't understand that much. And I was like explaining to her and talking to her, and then Tabitha would look at me and say, are you a teacher? And I was like, yeah, a private teacher. Yeah. You're awesome. Do you want to come and teach here? And I was like, darling, I'm a private teacher. I never studied formally English. I learned by myself. I have been speaking English for like 15 years. I love speaking English, but I don't know if I have what it takes to be a teacher. And she said, no, I love you. I love you. I will tell Mike, I will tell Mike, he's going to convince you. And that year I came back on Carroça Medieval.
Yeah.
We had the championship with the arrow throwing.
Yeah.
With the axe throwing.
I still have the shorts of that, you know.
Yeah, that was great.
After 100 throws, but.
And I went to the Halloween. So a few months later, my sister was almost finishing her course, and I had left my job in São Paulo and I was looking for other opportunities, and I ended up went in there and I say, okay, Tabata, you say I'm good to do that, let's do this. And that's history. You agree with her?
Yeah.
That I still don't believe sometimes. And I love it. I love it. It's like I found a missing piece of me that I didn't know that I was missing.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you do something that I love doing as well, that is having fun in the classes, right? I can hear teaching from that little room on the corner and say, okay, Gabi's here, he's just teaching. And this morning I caught myself teaching with the door open, and I was laughing and playing jokes with the students too. And it makes our life so much easier when we do this. You're able to have fun there.
And people ask me like, aren't you tired? Like, you have been working long hours, you were doing crazy stuff. Don't you get tired because we're giving the same classes? And I'm like, no. Because for me, okay, lesson 1 is like the 58th time of the year that I'm giving a lesson 1. I know them by heart. There are some lessons that I don't even need to look on the teacher's guide.
Page 7, the colors, yeah.
No, and then I can correct all the activities without looking at the teacher's guide because I memorize everything.
Yeah.
And then the students are like, oh, but I don't understand this. Oh, but this, and it's the best part because I feel the magical moment when you are explaining something that is pretty obvious for you because we speak English, but when you get the haha moment, the shining eyes when the student goes,
got it!
I got it! And sometimes online classes, they lose a little bit of that because they are usually muted, but the feeling is there.
Yeah.
You usually feel like when they open the mic in the next moment, they were like, yes, teacher! And that's awesome.
For me, is when I normally tell this when I'm training some teacher. How do you know you have a good teacher? When you can give a start conversation or a lesson 1, and they are able to make the students understand. Some teachers, they get it all backwards. They imagine like, oh, being a good teacher, you have the perfect English, the perfect vocabulary, you know a lot of structures, you have a dictionary in your head. No, man. If you are a good teacher, you are able to make the student understand you and communicate and talk in the very first lesson that they're having.
They connect.
Yeah.
They connect. I think the best feedback that I get from a student after a book 1 class is when I go, because every class, at the end of the class, I just get them and I say, okay, everybody alive? And they go like, yes, teacher, yes. And I'm like, yeah, right. Ooh, didn't lost anybody today, good. And they're like, oh my God, teacher. And I was like, was it better than you expected? Or was it worse than you expected? And they were like, teacher, but already finished?
Yeah.
So fast. And I can't believe that I understand what you're saying. And I'm like, okay, my job is done.
You know, I still get surprised when you finish a class and they say thank you.
Jesus Christ.
For me it's weird because it's like, for me it's normal, like, oh, but the student is being polite, but they say like, oh, teacher, thank you. I said, man, I'm not doing you a favor, it's just my job, it's alright. I think you know.
There's a joke I make with all the students when they start. The students that have the hard time. So they think they're getting in the way of everything, they think they will never learn, and they start like, no, sorry teacher, I'm sorry, I have difficult with this, so I don't know how to say this.
I'm here just to watch.
Yes, and I say, this doesn't work, this doesn't fly here. Sometimes the reception send me like, oh, this student, he asked to tell you that he's going to just listen to the class. And I just send a ha ha ha. Okay. And usually they don't have a chance They don't resist because they got so excited. I think the best thing that can happen in an online class is when the students are all unmuted, they forgot they are in a class, and someone says something and everybody start commenting about it. It's chaotic, and everybody's used to like the Zoom meetings and doing the things that you need to do in order. And I'm like, no, I love it. Everybody excited. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And they go like, oh yes, and best thing. It's the best thing when they forget that I'm in the English class and they're just having fun because they don't understand how awesome they are. And at the end of the class, they go like, I'm so sorry, teacher, because I'm still learning and have a hard time. And I always tell them, like, let me tell you something. It's a secret, just between us. If you spoke English, two sad things would happen. First, I will be without job, and I love teaching, so that would be really sad. And they're like, no, teacher, no. And I say, and the second, you wouldn't have known me, and that would be also very sad. And they were like, oh my God, teacher. And I say, remember, when you don't know is when I can teach you. And I'm awesome at that.
Nice.
So you don't need to say excuse me or sorry because you made a mistake. When you made a mistake is when I can teach you. So you're giving me an opportunity here. And they go, oh my God, teacher, I never thought about it. So the students that are used to come to my classes, they go wild.
This is very good stuff, and I'm talking to you, student, as well. Sometimes I tell them in the pre-class, Gabi, I need you to speak incorrectly because it means that you are going to classes and you are trying to communicate. It's like in Portuguese, when you have a kid that is learning how to talk, it's perfectly fine and it's effortless. When you notice you will be using the structures correctly without trying hard. You just have to focus on communication. Then they, oh really, is that simple? Yeah. I saw something interesting here, Gabi. Do you happen to know a student called Denise Herbolato? Shout out to you, Denise.
Oh, yes. Hello, milady.
She's here. One question from Marcel. What's your favorite? I'm gonna read correctly now, Marcel, okay?
Oh, okay.
He sends a lot of good questions, but my chat
Love you, Marcel.
Yeah, what's your favorite way to celebrate Halloween? Okay, let's put a pin on this one, and then we go back to that. We talked a lot about this being a teacher and the experience that we have here at times. But after you participated in the podcast, what has changed to you? It was one of the most watched, episodes. And the very first one. By the way, thank you so much for helping us to start this thing and get this going. 78 episodes, guys. Damn.
Yeah, it feels like it was yesterday that we're
I
here.
remember I was in the room saying, oh, hi Gabi, how are you?
Yeah, it was really fun. In a daily basis, nothing changes that much. But man, at the end of the year, when we got everybody together, everybody knows my name. Everybody knows who I am. And it's like, hi Gabi, hey Gabi, hey Gabi. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. Hello. I go Madagascar penguins because it works every time. Yeah. Smile and wave. Hi.
Yeah. It's fun when we go to, because a lot of the people we see in the celebration we have, they were guests and they say, oh hello you man, oh hi, oh you, and like, oh what is with the politician stuff that you say hi to everybody? No, it's just I remember this person from that episode. It's
oh my God, no, yeah, that was something.
Okay.
Because people know me.
You are one of the teachers here that has a very strong online presence, right? What do you post regularly on your Instagram, Gabi? And if you want to give the address live, here people can stalk you online.
Oh yes, guys. The only rule is if you follow me, I follow back. And if you post something and your name is on my list and you're not in my room, I'm going to message you about it. So follow at your own risk.
That's so funny. Like a stalker teacher, you are like in a club and they're like, hey, what you're doing there in this cruise?
I had a student that he was scheduled for a lesson 15, and he posted like, oh, I'm having coffee in a bakery.
Go to your classmate.
No, and the reception sent me like, oh, the student said he's not coming because he didn't finish the lesson.
He had a mishappening.
Yeah, and he said like, oh, sorry. He said he didn't finish the lesson, so he's not coming. And I said to her, tell him that I saw his post on Instagram, and I don't care that he didn't finish the lesson because we can do a brief talk. And I'm waiting for him the next 10 minutes because I know it's nearby his house. And the student came like 10 minutes like, sorry teacher, sorry. And I was like, no, sorry. I told you. There are students that I know their schedule. I know like they go to the gym in the morning and then they come to classes. And when they get in, I'm like, hello, how was the gym this morning? And they were like, awesome teacher. The first times the guy like, you saw my post? And I'm like, I see every day. And I comment on the things they're doing. This month, 2 couples had babies this year. One was born in July. And the other one was born last month, and I'm always like, how's the baby? How is it going? And they were like, oh teacher, thank you so much, you remember me. And like, I remember the jokes you told me in the class.
You know, the magical thing about it is, I don't know if this is part of the bingo, because I'm not gonna say the name. But one technique that we use, yes, is part of the bingo. We teach new stuff here doing the long-term memory association. So when you know the student's routine, when you know the time he goes to the gym, that he has a dog named Conan. Yeah. No, I will not say that. I will not say neuroplasticity. They have to drink tequila here live, guys. It's not, if something happens in the class, you know what's happening.
If we had something at the end of the transmission, you know why.
Yeah, it's because it's a Halloween special. Oh, things get out of hand. But okay, I was saying that we know something about the student's life. In 55 minutes, we know a lot of stuff because we do a real conversation.
Yes.
What do you like to do? Where do you go? What are your hobbies? What are your preferences? And the beautiful thing is, they do all of this talking in English with us.
Yes, and when you remember, there are 2 moments that I remember like very, very kindly in my heart. One was a student that her father passed away, and she was in class with me, and she say, teacher, I have to go because something happened with my father. He's in the hospital, I need to go. And I asked her to send me news, and she sent to the reception like, I will not come to classes the next week because my father passed away. And I think it was 2 weeks later, she came to my class, and it was just me and her, and I told her like, how are you doing, darling? I imagine you and your family is still struggling, but thank you so much for being here. And she was like, I don't believe that you remember, teacher. And I'm like, of course I remember. Like, this is important. And when a student see that I comment or I do something and I mention them, and they go like, oh, I don't believe you remember this. Because, oh, I remember you like this or you like that. So sometimes they don't believe me. But most of the time when I'm creating a class, it's because I saw something and I thought about a student. And I was like, I hope Mariana will watch this class. I hope Denise will watch this class.
Shout out to you, Denise.
Because I think about how they will react to it.
Yeah.
And it's adorable when they come to the class and they go and I'm like,
you made a class about this.
Yeah, and they will go like, oh teacher, I like this. And I was like, yes. And I'm like, really nice. And then you need to make the poker face, right?
It
but
was
I
a
do for them.
coincidence, you know.
Yeah, I love. Mariana came to the podcast a few weeks ago, and I remember our discussions about movies because she loves movies as much as I love. And we had like long conversations about movies, and it was awesome.
One thing that we do that is nice for them as well is a lot of the special classes that we prepare during the week it was a suggestion that they were talking about something. Oh, it would be amazing to have a class about Resident Evil, about how to do Halloween makeup, a class about how to survive zombie apocalypse. Happening, no spoilers. Happening next week, book it. So
We love spoilers.
this is something. It's so simple. I don't know how can people work differently like this. You listen to people, you offer a subject that they are interested in talking and engaging, and then a conversation happens. Voila. You know.
Oh, and when the student come to the class because it's you, and they say, "Oh, but I don't like this subject. I hate the subject." Last week.
Emma, no, just
No,
kidding.
but what is interesting is that I make the student comfortable enough that they come to something they don't like, so they can practice with me. So this student came to a Halloween class. And I was talking about like, what do you think about Halloween? Do you like Halloween? And the student point blank went like, I hate Halloween. I don't believe in this because I believe in God.
Okay.
And I look at him and I say, okay, darling, before we go any further, if you are not comfortable with the topic of the class, it's okay. And I can send you to any of the classes that are going at the moment. There are other options. And he said, no, teacher, I came to do the class with you.
Nice.
And I was like, but you understand that we're going to talk about this? No, I am aware. I'm here because I want to learn with you about this.
That's nice. And he was honest then.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I love this because sometimes it's difficult when you have a student in a different vibe than the class. But I think it's nice when the people are open to listen and learn about things that they don't like, because we need to do this more. We need to be open to opinions different than ours.
Yeah, it's a natural part of living in a group.
Of course, being respectful for everybody else.
Of course, using this as a transition, what did you tell to the student about Halloween? Because is it something that you have interest about? Do you like Halloween, Gabi?
Just a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
Halloween is my favorite holiday, and has been my favorite holiday for most of my life. Now I have the perfect excuse to celebrate Halloween, and I don't miss it because I love Halloween.
And when did it start? Because liking Halloween a lot in Brazil, I don't know if you started when you were a teenager, a kid, or...
I was a kid. So I'm a very curious little girl.
Okay.
I was a very curious little girl. And another thing that I love is mythology. So learning about how people believe and the stories about how people process things in the past. I love mythologies. I know all of them. I study all the different mythologies in the world. I love them since I was a little girl. And for me, Halloween was a celebration full of mythology and a celebration of life. And most people think Halloween is about death. And I love this when people understand something wrong and because they don't understand what they are doing. So I thought it was awesome because you could be yourself, you could be whatever you wanted to be. And I'm a true believer of be yourself, and being like everybody else is overrated.
Yeah.
So I thought this is the day of the year that you can do whatever you want to do that you never do. Go as crazy as you want, and nobody will judge you because it's expected of you to go crazy.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, and I love the mythologies about Halloween.
Can you explain a little bit to us?
So I love So Halloween comes from Celtic mythology, and it was a celebration of the winter solstice. That is the longest night of the year. So let's think back in the 1400s, okay? People thought that if you were sick, it was because devil was close to you. Yeah, people were crazy back then.
You had a different plant or herbs. Oh, burn the witch! Yeah.
Yes, like people were very crazy at the time. So imagine you have one day of the year that for some reason the night never ends. So for sure they thought something was wrong with that day. So they decided, okay, this day is when the hell is close
that
to Earth.
escalated
Because
quickly.
that's a very good explanation to why you have a long night.
Imagine that guy like, that's a long night. Where could it be? Hell is open. That's it.
Yes, the gates of hell are open. And they decided that, okay, the hell gates are open. The ghouls and the demons are coming to Earth to capture people and kill them and take them to hell.
So a good hack would be, what if they couldn't distinguish us from that?
Yes. And then they were like, okay, so I need to protect myself. So if I want to protect myself from something that is dead, I need to look like I am dead already. So they are coming to me and hi, and I'm not going to take me to hell because they think I'm already there. So they start wearing dead animals, the bones of dead animals, the skin of dead animals. They started making light, the lanterns, yeah. But fun fact. The lanterns were not on pumpkins like we have nowadays. They were with potatoes and beets. And let me tell you, potatoes with faces are very scary.
Yeah, they already are like...
Yeah, and because another fun fact, because the Celtics are the originators of the Irish. So in Ireland, there's a lot of potato. And if you don't know about that, take a look about the potato revolution. Okay, because there was a big famine when there was a disease on potatoes in Ireland, and it almost cost the English kingdom the control of Ireland. But considering all of this, they decided to use lights to protect, because the devil dark and all, because the night, so they need to make a light. And what happened is that when the Romans got there, they got the celebration that was called Samhain, and they connected to the next day, that is the Hallows Day, All Hallows Day. That is the day of all the saints, like here in Brazil. And that is a celebration about the life and because we survived the long night, and it's not Game of Thrones. Very close.
Good reference.
But we survived the long night, so is the All Saints Day, the All Hallows Day. And they decided, okay, like every day before a holiday is the holiday eve, All Hallows Day become All Hallows Eve, and that's why it's Halloween.
That's amazing. And thinking about the anthropological and the myth aspects, it makes a lot of sense. You have a long night, people were afraid of the dark because accidents, animals, a lot of bad stuff. So you create a celebration that will make people aware. So a lot of fuss.
Yes.
You know. And so it has nothing to do with, like, I don't know, devil worship. It's like, yeah, you will protect yourself, and they got it together with a sense celebration.
Yes, and that's why it became the Halloween, and it's the night that the veil between the worlds is very thin, and everything is possible. But there's another fun fact about the jack-o'-lanterns. That are the lanterns that we make with the pumpkins. I don't know if you know the story about the jack-o'-lantern.
I had in a class, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was the class that I did, I think.
Probably.
So Jack was a very smart guy, but he was not street smart. He was just smart. So one Halloween, the devil went to the city and he met Jack in a bar. And the devil challenged Jack that Jack couldn't do something. I don't remember what exactly now, but I think it was something drinking.
Okay.
And Jack said, no, I can do it. And he beat devil and he fulfilled the challenge. So the devil asked what he wanted as a prize, and he said, I want to go to heaven. And the devil said, I cannot promise you that, but be careful when you die because you are mine. And he said, no, I want to go to heaven. What happened is that he pissed off the devil that wanted him, and he pissed off the God because God didn't want him because he thought he was a trickster.
Okay.
And so the result was Jack was punished because when he died, he couldn't go neither for hell, neither for heaven, and he had to wander in the night. So because he was aware of God and devil and good and bad, he started protecting others to avoid handling the devil. So he started walking carrying a lantern.
That's Jack of the Lantern.
Jack of the Lantern, and that's why it's Jack-o'-lantern.
It sounds a little bit like the Saint Cyprian, I guess. It's the one that had a beef with the devil,
Yes.
something like this, right?
And there's a song about it.
Nice. About Jack o' Lantern.
Yeah, about the story of Jack.
Nice.
The song, Jack went down to Georgia, the devil went down to Georgia looking for a soul to rap, is the story about Jack.
That's a nice reference.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is one of the reasons I love this song so much.
And it's full of references here, and it's interesting. Some people are scared of the thing, but they don't consider the psychological mechanism that behind, like protect yourself or do this and that. And today is like a very light day. People go to parties, they drink, they have fun. How do you like to celebrate Halloween, Gabi?
Well, first, I love to do crazy makeups. Yeah. And I love to give my nephews, my nieces, the children that are around me the opportunity to see the holiday as it is. Like, it's a celebration about life. We're going to do crazy things, yeah. But it's a celebration about life. It's not about the candy, although I love the candy. And it's not about dead people, it's not about evil. It's about life. It's about we are going to survive the longest night. So I love to celebrate with children. I remember my cousin.
They have a lot of fun, right?
Yes, my nephews wait. So I can teach them something to make, and so they can go to school, and they're so happy because this year is the first year they are not in a Catholic school, so they will celebrate Halloween.
Okay.
So they're very excited to go to school tomorrow with a crazy costume. They have been the whole weekend like, oh my God, I'm going to do.
Have you seen those posts on the internet when the parents, they go like further, and they do this amazing production, and then the kid goes to school and the other kids are scared because the makeup is like
very
nice.
good.
Yeah.
No, I try to keep like things
Family
light.
friendly. Okay.
No, I try to keep like things crazy but not over the top, because the children don't need to be exposed to this kind of drama that young. My oldest nephew is 12. So I take into consideration the age, but like a little ghost or something that is a little strange but not ugly or scary. I think that's a good measure for children. But for adults, There's no limits.
Yeah. What would be the perfect way, linking to the question Marcel asked earlier, what would be the perfect way to celebrate Halloween for you?
Be with the people you love.
Okay.
Talking about the things that you did that were great during the year. Remember how awesome the year was so far. Start making plans for what you're going to do the next year, because
Yeah.
and be together, like celebrate life, remember the important things, not about having candy and go crazy together, because going crazy together is freeing. It's
Creates
so
funny
freeing.
stories.
Yes, like let's go crazy together. My youngest cousin, he was 8, and he was the only child in the house. So I remember it was Halloween, and he played a game where there was like a small candy, the corn candy, the candy corn, and we found a pack of candy corn, and we bought, and then we made Halloween sandwiches for him. So we got the lettuce, and then we got the crispy lettuce, so it looks like a brain, and then we had purple mayo, we had the blue cheese, and then we made the sandwich for him, and then we get him a small pumpkin, and we got all the doors of the house. I think there was 7 doors in the house, and his father walked with him in the dark outside, and he went to the window or to the door, and he knocked like he was walking, and he was like, trick or treat, trick or treat, and then we
cute.
went out and gave him a little candy. For him was awesome. There are many pictures of him dressed like a mummy. I had some gauze, I had a neck collar that we put on his head like a crown, and I put some gauze on him so he looked like a pharaoh. A mummy pharaoh.
Nice.
And there's so many pictures of him, and he's had a blast.
They have a lot of fun. Remember, we had the party, the little vampires there.
Yes.
I'm a vampire. Yeah, you see, I can fly, I can do that. They have this innocence, you know.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
they go crazy so easily.
Yeah, we have to learn more with kids, you know.
Yes, they are able to enjoy things in a way that I envy them sometimes.
Yeah, me too. You mentioned something about makeup. Can you explain? I don't know if it is possible to frame into my face here. Like, no? Okay. Forget it. These people. If you hear something, they are laughing. You see?
I don't know why.
Okay, can you explain to people what happened here? Oh. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm normally not that ugly. My nose, she has done something with my nose here.
Yeah, so...
Facial disharmonization.
It's facial Halloweenization.
Okay, that's a nice one. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we can. This is a easy makeup. We made a little scar with some stitches and a black eye. These are 2 very easy makeups to do. And I have the things here that we can use to make the makeup. And guys, you have all of this in your house, okay? I promise you. You don't need the professional tube of paint like I have. I brought all the good stuff in regular colors so you guys can learn how to make this.
Okay, so you're gonna do something live?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
So let's go crazy together.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the black eye because this will explain a lot of how the texture. I tell the students that makeup for Halloween is understanding how light and the dark works together. So when we think about a bruise or a black eye, we're going to think about purple a lot. But we will also have yellow and green. And yeah, surprise. It depends on it to work. So we choose the eye. So let's go this eye. And we start with purple on the upper side, under the eyebrow, and under the eye. You can choose if you want to go with a big punch, if it was a big fight.
The person was fighting Mike Tyson before Halloween.
Yeah, if you went a few rounds with Mike Tyson, it's okay too.
But if you go a few rounds with Maick Ofel, your whole face is gonna be torn apart.
Yeah, you can go as crazy as you want. And if you want, you can do something similar to the mouth, like a purple lip. Okay.
It's nice that this is recorded in video, so people won't think we fought live here when we leave.
No,
this.
yeah.
What the hell?
Fight.
Yeah.
So next we go with the little red.
Okay.
Because we start putting some blood on it.
This is like regular lipstick?
Yes, regular lipstick.
Okay. Don't wear that one that doesn't come off easily, okay? Just a...
Baby wipes.
Okay.
Baby wipes remove all the makeup really fast.
Okay, that's a good hint.
So, we got a sponge, and we're going to blend this a little bit. Especially on the outside. We're going to make it look like it's disappearing on the skin.
It looks very nice in the camera already.
I know. Because I do this every day in October. So, this is the basic, okay? Now we're going to give dimension.
Okay.
So we will start with a little red, a little green. Where's my here? So we're going to use green on the deep parts of the bruise. Okay, imagine that someone hit you, and you're going to imagine the fingers. So let's imagine a finger here, a finger here, and a finger here. Okay, so we have the dark part, and let's put the big thumb here. Okay, next we're going with the yellow. So the green is the tough part, yeah, is when everything hit, and the yellow goes on the light part when the blood is messing, is spreading in your face, so on the outside. And yes, don't save. Go crazy with the yellow. So, because in the mouth, I'm not going to go too crazy with the green near the mouth, because I don't have the lipstick on. So, let me get to clean this up. We're going to need it in a little bit. And now, we're going to get a purple shade, whatever purple. You can go with the dark or a light purple, it's up to you. Get in the sponge. Don't save it, you can use a lot.
If we had a makeup sponsor, that would be the perfect timing. You guys are losing a great opportunity here, you know?
And then we go with mixing up the shadow with the green. So you guys can see how it changes.
Ah, nice.
And I'm going to do the same magic, so but with the down.
I'm gonna call it Hockey Balboa effect.
Yeah.
The thing you have just done it, you know?
Yeah. So. And now we mix the yellow down. And it looks like I went to a 3 round with Maick Ofel. And like I didn't learn my lesson and I tried again. So if you want to give the sense of a very fresh wound, you can go with a little red, really red, on top of it. So, but be careful, okay? Not. And then you mix it up. It's especially here. Okay, that's it. That's an easy black eye. And that's my favorite part of the makeup, is that you make it believable. So you get a little powder, any powder, one skin lighter than your skin color, and then you go over it.
What? How did you say you do like a puff?
Yes, just puff it off, puff it around. Don't brush it, puff it up. So I bet you can see on the screen, but it gives the sense that the bruise is under my skin. So it makes a lot more believable than just the shiny color. And that's an easy bruise.
No, it looks cool. Okay, William said here that he's probably gonna do that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, send the pictures, you know?
Yes, tag me and tag the school.
Yeah, do it. It's nice.
Okay, so this is a basic, very easy. And if you want to do a vampire or something like this, you can go with the purple. It's going to be fast, guys, don't worry. So we go with a little purple under the other eye here. But now we don't want a black eye, we just want a very tired person. So we go a little here. You can go, where did I put my lipsticks? Here. So we go with the red one. We do a thin layer here. And this one we're going to spread with the finger.
I've done something like this when I was the singer of an emo band.
Yeah.
Believe me or not, that's
And then-
part of the bingo too.
Yes. And then on this one we're going to use a little blue. The darker the better.
So it's gonna give like a purplish effect.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the same way that we did with the purple on the eye, we're going to use some powder over it. So it feels like it's under
Man,
the
it looks
skin.
really realistic. It's amazing.
And now
Like a real bruise.
Yes. So the best part now that you can do, and this makes a boom into the awesomeness. So you have the red, mix it up with a little brown. Okay, this is not the blood red. And I have a thin liner here. So. And then we have like veins.
Ah, cool.
And you can use the same effect here on the mouth, for example, to look like you have some broken capillaries or you got hit. And it doesn't need to. So that's it. Very easy, very quick.
Do it. Send the pictures to us, okay, guys? Tag us through.
And now you know how I can do makeup every day of October in 10 minutes.
Nice. Okay, I'm thinking now. We were talking about the kids and stuff. Have you ever celebrated Halloween out of Brazil?
No.
Would you like to?
Yes, but the problem is I probably won't return.
Ah, okay.
Like I always told my mom that if I have the opportunity to go abroad, so she knows, get ready and prepare that I'm not returning.
I'll send you a postcard and then you can come
No,
and visit me.
I sent her a flight ticket and she can go see me there. But like in 2019, I had my first trip abroad. It was a weekend in Las Vegas. It was crazy.
You went to Vegas, nice.
I went to Vegas. I saw the Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, nice.
And I saw David Copperfield.
Nice.
It was awesome. It was my birthday weekend.
Oh, perfect.
It
then.
was the best. And we celebrated like maniacs, but I was like, okay, that's what I need to my life. My mom was like, darling, you are coming back, right? And I was like, Yes.
Okay. Oh.
And I was like, yes, this one, yes, because I don't have the money to go. I'm going because the company I work for is taking me there. But if I have the opportunity to go, I'm not returning. But it was awesome. Being there, speaking English, the people, oh my God. Nice. And I was like with 16 other people, and they were speaking Portuguese. Yeah, 16.
16, okay.
And they were with me, and they were like, oh, no, speaking Portuguese.
Don't do this, guys. If you travel abroad, use your English.
And then I was like, who are you? And they're like, why are you speaking English with us? I'm like, because I'm here.
Yeah.
And they were like, but English, why? And I'm like, you don't like to speak English, it's your problem. This is my life. This is a dream come true. Like, you're not going to speak Portuguese to me. I will pretend I don't know you.
Yeah, that's exactly what they should do. La 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 la, don't understand. Because it's a real problem with a lot of people that travel abroad. They don't develop their English in this amazing opportunity because they're talking Portuguese, Sometimes living with other people that speak the same language, and they go into this comfort zone.
Yeah, I have a friend that lived in Ithaca, and she lived there for most of her childhood, and her father came back to Brazil with her and her sisters, and they didn't speak English when they returned.
Damn.
And I look at her and say, darling,
how is that possible?
Come on! I live and breathe for opportunity to speak English. Come on, don't do this to me. But it was like, I sometimes imagine people like, darling, you nowadays have Duolingo, you have Google. I learned English when I had to wait for a school to release a translation and the lyrics, because we had to hope that the song that we like in the radio was going to be the one they chose to give the lyric that month.
We had to get a dictionary and try to translate our way through the video games that we were playing. Otherwise, we were stuck in a mission.
Yeah, the first thing.
PlayStation 1.
That's how I learned most of my English, because I was listening to the song on the radio, and I wanted to know what was saying, and I tried to write down the lyrics, and I waited to get the answers, and I hoped that one of the songs that I was trying to get was the one that they were going to release. Damn. I remember the first time that I got the lyrics of a song that I chose, I cried.
Oh man.
And like, I made mistakes. Yes. I paid face, and I was but how much I learned. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's the best way when you do with something that you really like, you have interest. Before I forget, Jodir said, great Halloween makeup class. Shout out to you, Jodir.
Hey, babe!
Nice. If you are watching this in a class, I'm saying this.
Jodir loves Halloween too.
Nice, man. Don't forget, enter through your phone, like the video, okay? It helps a lot. Okay, I'm thinking about the last Halloween parties that we had. I guess my own personal favorite was the Samara one.
That was awesome.
I had a lot of fun doing that. I was beautiful in a bright dress. Okay?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But in general, okay, what's the perfect Halloween costume for you, Gabi?
It depends. It depends on who you want to be.
Okay.
So this year I was a pirate.
Okay.
I was really in the vibe for being a pirate. And I woke up 5 a.m. I was like, I had my hair braided for real. And then I forgot that my hair was braided and walked in the sun, and I got the sunburn on my scalp.
Oh, it hurts.
So I had to remove all the braids. So I spent the whole week braiding one of my wigs by myself to replace the braids that I didn't have in my head, because I was in the spirit of the pirate. And I woke up 5 a.m. on Saturday to finish adding all the things, all the metals, all the tricky things. It was awesome. Hot
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hot. But it was amazing. It was the best.
Yeah, it's very fun.
But I love when we went like the Halloween, the Frankenstein Bride, the first year.
It was nice. There was one year that I guess I did something like Game of Thrones from Shopee. It's because I had like Jon Snow and then I put some other stuff. I was, it was like a low budget cost. I'm gonna do this, a little bit of that. What are you? I am a something from the universe.
If you're feeling it, you can wear whatever.
It was fine. I guess I have a nice way that we can wrap this up, Gabi. Unfortunately, we are running out of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You and me talking and time flies?
Yeah.
That's what happened. We're having fun.
I know. So let's give them a list of movies they can watch on Halloween. We can give like some soft ones. We can give some, what in the box recommendations. We can and give some scary ones. What would you recommend the students to watch on this October 31st?
Wow, I personally don't like the very scary movies because usually the scary movies I have nightmares about them. So
okay.
The clown from Expertise is one of them.
Okay.
But I love 60 Cents.
Oh, that's a nice one.
It's a very interesting way to view life. Another one that is very dark is Seven. That's a great one.
Don't watch the trailers, by the way. Just go and watch the movie.
No, just watch it. Just watch it. I promise you. Brad Pitt. That's what you need to know. And Kevin Spacey when he was a person.
Yeah.
I think these are two good ones. 12 Monkeys. 12 Monkeys
This is the one with Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis.
Yes, it's the one that going to make your brain goes, whoa.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
It's awesome. I think these are good movies to watch on Halloween because we're open up to strange things and different perspectives. I think these are great movies to watch.
I remember one because we were talking about ghosts here, and there was a question like, "Oh, do you believe in ghosts?" And have you watched it? It was a recommendation from Mauricio, A Ghost Story. Have you seen this one?
No, I haven't.
It's not a scary movie. Like
I'm a spiritualist, so I know ghosts exist. It's not that I believe. I can see them. I can talk with them.
You're gonna love this movie then. You have to watch this movie.
But that's the problem because I know that makes sense. One of the worst movies for me that got me really scared, not because it was ugly, but it was very close to home, is The Spirits. It's a Japanese horror movie.
Oh, the one with the picture.
The one with the picture. Yeah.
It's a good one, this one. If you like scary movies.
It's a great one. It's a great one.
That scene for me is worth the whole movie.
No, the whole movie. The whole movie. I was okay until that picture.
After
the moment the picture, I was like, no.
People with some type of scoliosis or back pain, they are never the same.
Never the same.
Like this.
Never the same. And like chills.
Yeah.
Chills. And The Ring. My sisters took me to the movie theater. They say, "Oh, let's go watch a movie. It's very nice."
It's gonna be fun. This is the one with
that's the last.
days.
Yes, that's the last time I let them take me to a movie without me knowing about the movie.
Was Ju?
No, it was Carol.
Okay, shout out to you, Carol. Shout out to you, Ju.
And we went to the movie theater, and I think the worst part for me was when she climbed the stairs in the barn. My heart died at that moment. I didn't care about anything else. When she climbed the damn
It's the
stair,
spiderish way that she moves.
No. When the girl goes to the barn and she finds out that she was on top of the barn, and he starts to explain everything, and I totally understand why. I will be Samara if that's happened with me. So when you start to understand what happened in the story, that killed me. Like I was like, oh my god, that woman was a monster. Just kill her. And I'm with Samara on that.
Oh, okay.
I had
I
nightmares.
remember now.
I had nightmares with Samara the whole month after watching the movie.
Damn.
And until this day, if I saw something make the I cannot focus on anything else.
Damn. Okay.
Let me explain how bad that changed me as a person. I was in an escape room, and one of the things in the room was a TV
Like with the statics.
with the statics,
Oh.
and it was rewinding a tape. I could not understand a thing they were speaking
Because you thought about
because
the
my
movie.
brain was like, don't look, and my brain was like, there's nothing there. There was a movie. Everything is okay. And my other side of the brain was like, we are all going to die. And my friends were like, do you understand what she's saying? And I'm like, I need to disappear from here right now.
It happens. It's
Look,
yeah.
chills.
This is the thrill about terror movies. Oh, but by the way, I recommend A Ghost Story. It's perfect if you are like Gabi and you don't like to feel scared. But this movie is gonna change you in ways, and you're gonna start thinking about life and what matters. And don't watch the trailer, just watch the movie.
I will look for it.
Yeah, I watch it alone and with my laptop here on my lap. And when it was over, it was like this. What do I do with my life right now? Oh my god.
I remember this with the 5 people you meet in heaven.
Ah, it's nice.
A
Gabi,
great book.
You know what I'm gonna say? Final message to everybody watching us here.
So, happy Halloween, guys.
Yeah.
And if you want to see all the crazy makeups that I did this year and the last 5 years, you can see my Instagram. I think we are going to post on it. We're going to post it, or I will post the answer there with my Instagram. Follow the school Instagram. We're always posting fun things about English and about Halloween, of course.
Yeah.
And be prepared because next year I'm already planning about it.
Okay, we have a lot of time. Well, can you repeat the name of the movies? Yes, you mentioned Spirits,
Spirits,
The Ring,
The Ring,
Seven,
the 12 Monkeys,
The 12 Monkeys,
and 60 Cents.
and Sixth Sense. And I
Yes.
mentioned A Ghost Story. Guys, thank you so much for the messages. I love when we have students here. If you are not a time student, you are losing time. Come here, study with us, have fun with us. Like the video, share this with someone who likes the topic. This episode is gonna be on Spotify tomorrow. Hope to see you next week on our 79th episode of Talking Times. Bye bye.